Good morning, guys. So, last class we were seeing two of the adders, the triple carry adder and carry look ahead adder. Today we shall see this decimal adder. In that we will be seeing BCD adder. Actually, you don't have this in syllabus for theory. However, you have it in lab. So sometimes people might, that is, if at all an external examiner takes question, they may include this in the question paper. So we shall see this BCD adder also. So to say what a decimal adder is, so generally in computers or calculators, you are actually entering the input in decimal, right? You are not actually feeding the input in binary. However, internally, the operation that happens is with respect to binary or some other binary coded forms. Okay, va? So that is a typical example for a decimal adder. So you feed input in decimal and you also get the output in the decimal format. However, internally the operation that happens is with respect to some form of binary codes. So here for adding two numbers, each of the number or each of the digit can have a maximum value of 9, right? Because with decimal number system, you know the numbers are from 0 to 9. So each of the digit can have a maximum of 9. And if at all it is going to have a carry, you will be having the sum output to be 9 plus 9 plus carry is going to be 1 only when you are going to add this. So you can have a maximum sum value of 19. That is the only possibility for us. That is ranging from 0 to 19. That is the possibility of having the sum value. So here, as I mentioned, each of the digit takes 9 as the maximum number. If you are going to represent this in binary, this is going to have 4 bits. That is, let us take the number to be A and B. Let this be the input carry. Okay. And this is going to have 4 bits. And this is going to have 1 bit. So just imagine if you are going to write truth table for this. So you will be having 2 power 9 combinations in the truth table, which is not at all possible for as humans to write the truth table and go on finding the minimized expression for it. So we will look for logic how we can implement this BCD adder. Okay. So here, as I was mentioning, the possible sum is 19. So in case of binary, if we are going to represent them, so if we are representing the sum in binary, you will be having it from 0 to 19, which is, so 19 is so 19 is represented in binary as 10011, right? This is our binary representation. However, we are going to use BCD as the code that is to represent this. So in case of BCD, this number is represented as 1. We can discard the zeros in the most significant bit and you will be having this in case of BCD representation, right? This is 1 and this is 9. Okay, va? So you need a correction factor. So I was mentioning the other day when we were seeing BCD addition. There we actually saw in order to have a correction factor, you will be adding 6 to the binary to get the corresponding BCD. So by adding 6 to this binary, you will have 0, 1, 1. So this is our BCD. Okay. So now let us see how we can implement the BCD adder. So here in this table, so I was mentioning you can have the maximum sum with respect to adding two digit is 19. So we have written all the possible values. Okay, this is in case of decimal representation, and this is the representation in corresponding binary and the BCD. Okay, va? So here this is simply the binary representation of 0 to 19 as it is, and this is your equivalent BCD representation of 0 to 19. So here in this you can observe till 9, that is 0 to 9, both binary and BCD have the same representation. Only after 10 the representation of binary and BCD sum differs. Okay, va? So where the difference comes. So you need to check that too. With respect to this carry factor only, we have the difference. So how you can implement this thing. So we implement this BCD adder using 4-bit binary adder that we saw yesterday. So we have a 4-bit binary adder IC readily available. It is IC 7483. So this particular adder takes two 4-bit numbers as input. It will be having different pin structure. I am just giving the generic representation. So it will take two 4-bit numbers as input. Let this be number A and let this be B. And it will also have a input carry. It will take these as inputs and give you the sum and carry output. Okay. Apart from that, the IC has the VCC, ground, all those things. But these are the main things. It takes two 4-bit numbers as input and gives you the sum output and the carry output. So you need to give input carry also along with this. So let us see how you can implement this. So if I am going to get only the binary sum, it is enough if I have this single IC asset. But I want to get the sum in BCD form. So I need to add a factor of 6 to it. So I will actually use another 4-bit adder where the corresponding sum will be added with 6 because that is my correction factor, right? This will be the sum from previous adder. That is the binary sum. Binary sum, and you have to add 6 to it in order to get the BCD sum. Okay. So how we are going to get this? So for that purpose, because in this you cannot simply say you add a 6 to the binary sum. The 6 will be added only if the binary sum is greater than 10. Otherwise, you are not going to add 6 to it. So we will see at what places we need to add the 6. So as I was mentioning, from 0 to 9, the binary and the BCD sum are the same. Next, we have to check for what values of binary sum you will be adding 6 to it. So checking the table, so these are, you need to find mainly expression for this BCD carry. Okay, the C in the BCD sum is what we need to check. So whenever I have a 1 in this place, we are actually adding 6 to it, right? Comparing these two tables, that is binary sum and BCD sum, you can see that where I have the value of C to be 1, I am adding 6. So with respect to binary, we should give the conditions. So here, when the binary sum has k equal to 1, at that time, I add 6 to it. So C is equal to k. Then I will move ahead with the next bit positions. So here I have 1 in all these cases of Z8. But I cannot straight away say that I will add 6 to the binary sum whenever Z8 is equal to 1, because we need to differentiate them from this 8 and 9 values, right? So I cannot simply put it as K plus Z8. So to differentiate that, we check the next bit position. So here in this, we observe that for the binary sum 12 to 15, we have Z8 and Z4 as 1. So in that case, I am adding 6 to it. So Z8 and Z4. Further, to differentiate this 8 and 9, we have in 9 and 10, I have 1 in Z2. So we give this as Z8, Z2. So implementing the correction factor in this form, we can have the BCD sum. This can also be given in the form of K-map. So we take a 5-variable K-map. So we have to find the expression for the C in BCD sum. So the BCD sum C value had 1 for the binary equivalent 10 to 19. So this is given as K, Z8, Z4, Z2, Z1. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. So I was saying C is equal to summation 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 and 19. And we also have don't cares because you don't have BCD sum after that. The maximum possible sum is 19 only. So we have don't cares in 21, 22, etc. till 31. Okay. So 8, 9, 10 and 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18 and 19. And we have don't cares in all these. So now finding the expression, you can group this as 16s and we have C is equal to K for this particular group, and then you can form 2 octets with respect to this groups. So with respect to this octet, we have Z8, Z4 and this octet has Z8 and Z2. Now with respect to this, we implement the BCD adder diagram. So if we are adding any A plus B, let this be A and let this be B. For example, let us take 1001 plus 0111. Let this be A and this be B. Okay. So the actual binary sum for this will be 1 plus 1 0, a carry 1, then 1 plus 1 0, a carry 1, then 1 plus 1 0 and carry 1, 1 plus 1 0 and I get the output carry to be 1. Okay. So this is my binary sum. Now to get this in BCD form, we add 6 to it. So 0, 1, 1, 0. So adding 6 to it, we have this. So this is my BCD sum. So this is 9 and this is 7. So 9 plus 7, we know it is 16, right? So 1 and this is 6. Okay, wow. So the main key part is in adding this 6. So here that is what is implemented. So I was mentioning the 4-bit binary adder IC7483 where it gets the input A and B and the carry input. So here the carry input, if we are doing a simple addition, this carry input value will be equal to 0. And this will produce the sum Z1, Z2, Z4 and Z8. That is these things. Z8, Z4, Z2 and Z1. And this is the carry out K. That is what is obtained here. Then for this, you will be adding a 6 to it. So here as this is 1, this is 0, 0, 0, 0. So this input bits, because we are adding 6 to it, so one of the number to the second adder will be these only. So this is obtained as such as 0, 0, 0, 0. And for adding 6, if you are going to have this k is equal to 1, the OR gate will output a 1 over here. So this will become 1, 1. This is 0, this is 0. Okay, well? So this adds a 6 to it and gives you the sum output. So here the output carry, if you are taking it, that will also give you the same one, as that becomes a redundant one that is not shown explicitly in this. Okay, va? And if suppose this k value is equal to 0, irrespective of the value you get, the final output of this OR gate will be 0 actually. Okay, not with respect to the carry k, that is when your binary sum is 0 to 9 value. So in that case, the OR gate will be giving the output 0 only. So it won't add 6 to it. It will be simply adding a 0 to it and produce whatever sum you have over this thing. Okay, va? Maybe we shall see a small example for that also. So if I am to have A to be 6 and B to be 2. Okay. So in this case, my binary sum is 0 plus 0, then 1 plus 1 sum 0 carry 1, 1 plus 1 sum 0 carry 1. This is my binary sum. So as the sum is less than 9, the BCD sum is also the same. Right? So here you are going to have, so addend is 0, 0, 1, 0, augend is 0, 1, 1, 0. So adding this, I have this to be 1, 0, 0, 0 and k is equal to 0. So if you check, here I am going to get 1, 0, 0, 0 as such. And here you have the input to this OR gate. So this k value is 0 and here the AND gate will be having 1 and 0. So the output of this AND gate is also 0. And for here you have this to be 0 again. This is 1 and this is 0. So this AND gate output is also 0. So the OR gate will give you the output of 0. So this will be adding 0, 0, 0, 0. And you get directly the BCD sum 1000. Okay, va? Do you understand this? In the unit பொறுத்தவரையில circuit diagrams are most important. So you have to practice them. So BCD adder னு கேட்டா you have to draw these diagrams where you will be using two 4-bit adder and this correction factor. So this output carry is nothing but the expression that we saw now. This is K plus Z8 Z4 plus Z8 Z2. The notation is given this way just to denote the corresponding weight positions. Okay, va? You can take any notation for these variables actually. That is not at all a problem. But your expression should be correct. Okay, that you have to take care. So in few cases, they will give the subscript notation simply based on the position. So if they are giving the subscript based on the position, this might be A3, A2, A1, A0, B3, B2, B1, B0. That will be the numbers A and B. The corresponding sum, maybe to differentiate the final sum and intermediate sum, let us have the notation as K and Z's. So you will be given the notation K, Z3, Z2, Z1, Z0. And for the BCD sum, we can have it as C, S3, S2, S1, S0. The notation is simply up to you. We will only check whether the logic you have drawn is right or not. Okay, va? Notation is completely up to our own wish. So do you understand how this BCD adder works?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. புரியுதுல்ல?
April.
Okay, fine. So next we shall see binary multiplier. Actually, you are having a different multiplier employing the algorithm called Booth algorithm. So we will be having this Booth multiplier also, but that we will see in some other class. Now we shall see the basic binary multiplier. Okay. So let us consider two numbers B1, B0 multiplied with A1, A0. So multiplier, we all know this multiplication of two numbers. So the binary multiplication also we perform the same way as we do with any decimal number. Okay. So let us consider initially a 2-bit example. So this B1, B0, we call it as the multiplicand bits, and A1, A0, we call it as the multiplier bits. So generally, how do we do this multiplication? We will have the numbers written in this manner. Then we will multiply this A0 with B0 and B1. So you will be having A0, B0, A0, B1. Then we shift one position and do the multiplication of A1 with respect to these. So you will be having A1, B0 and you have A1, B1. So this we will be having it as it is, and this will be addition of these two. So A0, B1 plus A1, B0, and this, if you are going to have a carry from here, you will be adding that carry also over there. Otherwise, this is going to be simply this value. Okay. If carry is there, you will write that. Otherwise, you are going to have this as it is. So these intermediate values, we call them partial products. And the final value is the actual product. So now to implement this, what we do is, so for the addition, we need adders, right? So to implement this, I will draw the diagram. So first, I am going to multiply A0 with B0. So for multiplication, we are actually using AND operation. Then multiply A0 with B1. So this A0, B0, we actually get it as such with the product, right? So let us say that is the least significant bit of the product. So let me denote it as P0. Next, we have A1 multiplied with B0 and A1 multiplied with B1. So here in this, we are going to use adders. So we saw that we will be adding A0 B1 with this A1 B0. So these two are given as inputs to a half adder. As this is a single bit value, we give it as input to the half adder. Okay. So you will get the addition value sum over here, which will be the next bit of the product, and the carry you will be having. So this is given to another half adder. If carry is 0, no issue. If you are going to have a value, you need that also, right? So this is given to another half adder. So the sum and carry, if it is there, you will be having it. So this is a implementation for this particular example. Okay. So this is my final product. Okay, va? The same way, if we are to see another multiplication of number with 4 cross 3. So let us consider a 4 cross 3 multiplication. So let the multiplicand be B3, B2, B1, B0, and let the multiplier be A2, A1 and A0. So let us consider this 3 to be J and this 4 to be K. Just giving a general notation so that we can generalize at some time. So now if we are going to do this multiplication, you have B3, B2, B1, B0, A2, A1 and A0. So the same way if we are going to do the multiplication, this is A0, B0, A0, B1, A0, B2, A0, B3, and for the next bit, A1, B0, A1, B1, A1, B2, and sorry, this is yes. This is 3. A1, B3. Right? Now, after this, we will do the same way for A2. So I will write that here. So A2, B0, A2, B1, A2, B2, and we have A2, B3. Okay. So while implementing, what we do is we do a intermediate addition over here first. So this will be obtained as such. Then you add these two, A0, B1 plus A1, B0. That will give me a number. Then this one. So if you are going to have a carry, that also should be added over there. A1, B1 plus C0 nu vechikalam. And here if I am going to get a carry, this addition will be giving me A0, B3 plus A1, B2 plus, let me have it as C1. Then here if I am going to have addition, I will get A1, B3 with the carry. So let it be C2. Now we are to add. So this is going to be my least significant bit of the product. This will be P1. The addition of this, the sum will be P2. If you have a carry, you are going to add that. Then P3, this is P4, this is P5. And if you have a carry as a result of this, you will have a P6. Yes, I made a mistake there. Okay. So this will be my product, right? So in general, what you can say is when you are going to have a j bit multiplier and k bit multiplicand, you will need j cross k AND gates and j minus 1 k-bit adders to implement this multiplication. Okay, so the diagram is going to be like, so first let us have the a naught, then multiplying this a naught with b naught. So this is the least significant bit of my product. Then we have this multiplied with b1, then this is multiplied with b2, then a naught is multiplied with b3. So next I will do the multiplication of a1 with this b naught, b1, b2 and b3. So now we need to add these things. So let us give this to a 4-bit adder because we need j minus 1 k-bit adders. So this is 3 and this is 4. So this will be 2 and this will be 4. So this is one number and here we will have the so here the most significant bit we can take it as 0 as such because this position you don't have anything else, right? So you can take that as 0. So this is a 4-bit binary adder. Now here the sum bit S naught will be taken as such for the partial product term P1. Then we have to perform the multiplication A2 with B naught, B1, B2 and B3. Now this is to be added. So this is one number. S1, S2, S3, and you will be having the corresponding carry output also over here. Sorry about that. Okay, so this will produce me all the sums and carry. This is another 4-bit binary adder. So this is going to give me P0, P1, P2, P3, P4 and P5. and if there is a carry, I will get the value as P6. If not, it will be 0. That's it. Okay. So this is the implementation of this 4 cross 3 bit multiplier. Okay. So this is the general thing you need to remember for any j cross k multiplication, that is the where j is the number of bits in the multiplier and k is the number of bits in the multiplicand. So in that case, you will need j cross k AND gates and j minus 1 k bit adders to perform this multiplication. Okay, so this is somewhat a tedious thing. That's why many people invented some algorithms so that they can perform the multiplication operation. Okay, so that Booth multiplier we will see in some time, that is in some other class we shall see that. So next we will see magnitude comparator. Another combinational circuit we generally come across is magnitude comparator. So generally a comparison operation, what are the possible outputs if you are comparing, let us say, two numbers A and B? What will be the output?
True or false?
When you are comparing, will you say true or false? What is it you are going to check in order to say it is true or false?
Mom, it can be either greater, lesser, or equal to that
Yes.
number.
So you will be having the possibility as equal to, greater than, or less than. These are the only three possible output combinations. You will say whether A is equal to B, A is greater than B, or A is less than B. That is what you are going to say, right? So always with the comparator, you will be having these three outputs. So the input can be of any number of bits. So 1-bit magnitude comparator implies each of the number, that is A and B, has 1 bit in it. Okay, wow. So if you are going to write the truth table A and B, you have the possible output A is equal to B, A is greater than B, and A is less than B. So for 0, 0, this is A equal to B. So the other two output will be 0. For 0, 1, A is 0 and B is 1. So it is A is less than B. So that alone will have a 1. Then for 1, 0, A is greater than B. So here alone you have a 1. And for 1, 1, we have A is equal to B. The other values will be 0. So without having a K-map, directly you can give the expression for this. So here you are having, this is 0, 0 and this is 1, 1, which is nothing but XNOR operation. So the expression for A equal to B is given as A bar B bar plus AB. So this can be implemented easily as AB bar plus A bar B the whole bar. That is A XORed with B the whole bar. That is how we are implementing this. And for A greater than B, it is only one combination. So that is equal to A B bar. And for A less than B, it is A bar B. The reason I am going to use this expression as such to implement is, here we are having the same terms A B bar and A bar B. So this can be implemented as, so A we will use this sort of notation when we see the implementation for 4-bit magnitude comparator. So I am giving the same way. If you are simply asked to do with respect to 4-bit or 2-bit magnitude comparator, you need not always do it like this. Okay, so this is A B bar, and this AND gate is A bar B. Okay, wow. And I implement this as okay. So this expression, this output of NOR gate gives me A equal to B. And for A bar B, I can straight away take this one. This is for A greater than B, and this is for A less than B. Okay. So this is a 1-bit magnitude comparator. You can also very comfortably draw the logic diagram for this like this. The main purpose of me drawing it this way is we will use similar structure for 4-bit magnitude comparator. So for A equal to B, you could simply give this as the XNOR operation. So this is A equal to B. Then A B bar is for A greater than B, and A bar B is for A less than B. Okay. You can draw this also or use this one. Okay. The same way, if we are going to do for 2-bit magnitude comparator, so when I say 2-bit magnitude comparator, the number A and B are of 2 bits. So A1, A0, and B is of 2 bits, B1, B0. Okay. So your table will be slightly a bigger one. So A equal to B, A greater than B, and A less than B. So here with A1, A0, B1, B0, you write the entire 4-bit combination for this one. So you will be writing the numbers from 0 to 15. And this will be 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 1 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 1 1 1 0 0 1 1 0 1 1 1 1 0, and the last one will be 1 1 1 1. So here if we are going to write the table, so 0 0 0 0 is A equal to B, so this alone have a 1. Then this is 0 0 0 1, which is 0 is compared with 1, so it is A less than B. Similar way, A is 0, B is 1, 2 and 3. So all these cases will have A less than 1. Then 0 1 0 0. So 1 is compared with 0. So it is A greater than B. Then 0 1 0 1 is equal combination. Then this is 1 and this is 1 0 is 2. So it is 0 0 1. This is 1 with 3. So 0 0 1. This is 1 0. So this is 2 that is compared with 0 1 2 and 3. So this is 0 1 0. This is also 0 1 0. 1 0 1 0 is 1 0 0, and 1 0 1 1 is A less than B. Then here it is 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, and this is 1, 0, 0. So, when you come for the next class, find the expression for this A equal to B, A greater than B, and A less than B. So just imagine if you are having 2-bit in each of the numbers, your table has 2 power 4 entries, or to generalize, for n-bit number, you have 2 power 2n entries in the truth table. Okay, so just imagine if it is simply for a 4-bit number. So for 4-bit number, you will end up with 2 power 8 entries in the table. So that is difficult for us to do with respect to minimization. Okay, so we will see the logic for that in the next class, how you could implement without writing the truth table. Okay, so I want you guys to find the expression for this and come for the next class. Okay, so see you next class where we will continue this magnitude comparator. Okay, thank you guys.